Frequency Podcast Network. Stories that matter, podcasts that resonate.
A new report suggests while fewer Canadians are dying from heart disease and stroke, lifestyle choices are not helping to keep those numbers down. Hi, I'm Virjesh Dave. This is Big Headlines, everything you need to know to be in the know in just 5 minutes. More than 6 million people in this country are said to be living with heart disease or stroke. New research from Heart and Stroke finds 90% of Canadians are living with one key modifiable risk factor of the disease, including those tied to lifestyle, such as diet or exercise. The study finds only half of Canadian adults meet the recommended exercise requirement to decrease risk. The research also shows vegetable consumption across all age groups has steadily decreased since 2015, which is another potential risk. But the number one risk cited in the study is still smoking and youth vaping. It finds 80% of premature heart disease and stroke is considered preventable by making lifestyle changes. Former U.S. President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton have both agreed to testify before a committee investigating the case of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. ABC's Rachel Scott is in Washington.
A spokesperson for the Clintons putting out this statement criticizing Republicans, saying they told you under oath what they know, but you don't care, adding they look forward to setting a precedent that applies to everyone. Former President Clinton was friendly with Epstein and said that he cut ties years ago, but he's never been accused of any wrongdoing. And in fact, the White House Chief of Staff, Susie Wiles, told Vanity Fair that President Trump was wrong to claim there was incriminating evidence about Clinton in the Epstein files.
Up until now, the Clintons had refused to testify in the Republican investigation into Epstein, calling the subpoena legally invalid. In Arizona, officials continue to search for the mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie. Local police believe 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was abducted from her home early Sunday morning, saying it was criminal and that she did not leave on her own. Investigators also believe the suspects may be holding Guthrie for ransom. A former FBI profiler spoke with CNN about what that could mean.
If it was a kidnapping, we know the motive, which is money. So you have to have a ransom demand for it to be a kidnapping. But an abduction could be for reasons of revenge or personal ideology.
Officials say they're waiting for test results from DNA found at the scene. Savannah Guthrie has shared messages on social media calling for her mother's safe return, ending last night's post with the words, "Bring her home." Also making big headlines, the hockey community is in mourning after 3 junior players lost their lives in a crash in Alberta. It happened about an hour south of Calgary, a passenger vehicle colliding with a semi-truck, claiming the lives of 3 players from the Southern Alberta Mustangs. J.J. Wright and Cameron Casoro, both 18 years old from Kamloops, BC, and 17-year-old Caden Fine from Alabama. The NHL's Calgary Flames paying tribute to the victims before their game last night.
We stand together in support of the Mustangs organization and extend our deepest sympathies to all those grieving this unimaginable loss.
Reaction on social media included words of condolences from Prime Minister Mark Carney. The Winter Olympics return to Italy this week as Milano Cortina 2026 officially opens, marking the country's first time hosting the Games since Torino 2006. Canada is sending a pretty strong contingent to the Italian Alps, and even though the opening ceremony isn't until Friday, some sports are launching as early as tomorrow. Olympic organizers say the ice will be good to go when competition starts at the main Santa Giulia Hockey Arena in Italy after the NHL had previously raised concerns about the quality of the playing surface due to construction delays. The Olympic Games executive director weighs in.
Do we have every single space in that venue finished? No. And is it absolutely needed for the Games? No.
There's also word a cable car designed to carry spectators to alpine ski events won't be ready in time. The opening ceremony is on Friday, but competition starts tomorrow with Canada versus Czechia in mixed doubles curling. Women's hockey begins on Thursday with Canada versus Finland. If you haven't listened yet, today on the Big Story podcast, at what point does Alberta separatism become a threat to national sovereignty? Host Karen Seolan speaks to Alberta NDP leader Naheed Nenshi.
How much of this do you think is about the U.S., actually being serious about making Alberta the 51st state, versus do you think it's maybe using the separatists as a pawn or an opportunity for the Trump administration to destabilize the country a little bit or undermine Prime Minister Mark Carney in really critical trade negotiations?
Well, I would never try to put myself into the brains of this U.S. administration to try and figure out what they're thinking. But I think that there are definitely two critical things here. Because remember, they don't say anything unless it's in their interests. They're not interested in helping other people, right? We've heard from diplomats in the U.S. say it's not just America first, it's America only.
You can listen to the full episode wherever you get your podcasts. Now you're in the know. Thank you for listening to Big Headlines. Make sure you follow, share, and review Big Headlines. Enrica Amaturo is our lead producer. I'm Virjesh Dave. Have an amazing day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.